Now at 6:30 on WKYT this morning, a man and woman rushed to UK hospital after a shooting in Laurel County.
A man wanted for 2 Lexington bank robberies has been arrested hundreds of miles away. Coming up, how police were able to connect him to the crimes.
There's not much going on this morning. Temperatures are sitting there in the 30s. We reached the 50s later on, and when you see that this time of year, upper 50s, lower 60s, something's on the way, and I'll show you that something coming up next.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome in. It's your Tuesday, and we're delighted you're with us on WKYT as we start off this day and get ready to roll through this wild weekend weather. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith from the upper 50s today by 0. We hate to break the news. By the end of the week, we have a few wild days of weather ahead.
Crazy. We could see heavy rain leading to flooding, before then picking up several inches of snow and sleet. Meteorologist Micah Harris breaks down the threats on this first alert severe weather day.
You know, I think that's what's so wild to me is not only are we looking at significant rain and also snow, but also sleet. This may be the most sleet I've ever seen in my life fall at one time. 1 to 3 inches of sleet on top of that snow. Here we go. It's going to be a wild ride. Outside right now, we're looking at that wintry mix to the northern zones. This isn't much, but it's just enough that could cause some issues. Haven't heard of any, so I'm not going to report any, but it could possibly cause some issues, so just watch out for that. Current temperatures are in the 30s, 38 there in London. Then you work your way northbound, it gets a little bit colder. 24-hour planner. By the afternoon, we're at 58. Look toward midnight at 57 degrees. Just some weird weather. And look, the heaviest rain really comes tonight and into tomorrow morning before that snow takes over. And I'll really jot down not just how much you can expect, but when this stuff is supposed to happen, coming up in just about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit, and the preparations for it are underway.
Yes, they are. With heavy rains on the way, folks who live in flood-prone areas will be keeping a very close eye on the weather.
Stoner Creek in Bourbon County has flooded many times in the past, and that's why some people are taking precautions before the rain arrives. According to the National Weather Service, yesterday marked the 18th anniversary of the biggest flood in Stoner Creek's history. On that day, water levels were measured at 30 feet. That is 16 feet above average. With more bad weather on the way in Powell County, some people are still without water after the last winter storm. County leaders there say leaking and broken pipes are keeping them from restoring water service. Hatton Creek and Paint Lick both have their water service reduced or cut off. County leaders will be at the Lions Club Park all day today with water for those in need.
A handful of schools are still closed this morning, more than 2 weeks after a blast of winter weather. But even during snow days, a principal in Clay County is helping his students. Goose Rock Elementary School Principal William Sexton and staff delivered water and food to students and their families. Sexton says road crews cleared snow off the roads for them so that they can make those much-needed deliveries. I'm sure they're very grateful for that. Well, Scott County Middle School is closed today because of a lack of heat. Superintendent Patricia Putty says repairs could not be made before classes start today. All other Scott County schools are open. We have a complete list of closings and delays at WKYT.com.
In other news this morning, a man and woman are in serious condition right now after an overnight shooting. It happened last night in East Bernstadt in Laurel County. Both victims have been flown to UK hospital. WKYT Sean Moody is there live this morning with the latest on the investigation into how this went down. Sean, good morning.
Bill and Rebecca. Details about what led to this shooting are still unclear. Investigators said it happened during an altercation between a woman who lives there at the home and a man who was outside. A spokesperson for the Laurel County Sheriff's Office said Pamela Newcomb and Ricky Eddie Eversole were both flown here to UK Hospital. They said the incident happened shortly after 8 o'clock last night at Newcomb's home in East Bernstadt. They say this began as some kind of an altercation between Newcomb and Eversole, who investigators said may have been one of 2 people outside the home. They say at some point gunfire was exchanged and Newcomb was hit in the stomach and Eversole was hit in the shoulder. Emergency crews flew Newcomb here to UK Hospital. Investigators said Eversole showed up later at Somerset Hospital with a gunshot wound. He was then flown here to UK Hospital. Investigators said both of them have serious injuries. Now, again, investigators say the circumstances that led to the shooting still aren't clear. That's something they're continuing to look into. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. 6:35 now on WKYT. And also new this morning, a man is in jail accused in 2 Lexington bank robberies.
Cody Arnett was arrested yesterday in Georgia. WKYT's Mark Barber is live to explain how police connected him to the crimes. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. Investigators say that the 29-year-old Nicholasville man robbed 2 Lexington banks. Appeared after escaping from police in a high-speed chase. Now, police tell us that the search for Cody Arnett started on December 16th after police say he robbed United Bank on Harrodsburg Road. A description of the backpack that police say he carried the money in also tied him to a robbery that happened at the People's Exchange Bank on Clays Mill Road a few weeks earlier. Detectives tell us when they started receiving anonymous tips that Arnett was a bank robber, they tracked him to his home in Nicholasville. Investigators say they determined that the red truck he drove was spotted at one of the banks when it was robbed. Police tell us officers were on their way to his house when they saw the 29-year-old driving on Harrodsburg Road. We're told when they tried to stop him near the United Bank, a passenger got out of the truck, but Arnett sped off. Police say the 29-year-old led them on a chase at speeds of more than 90 miles per hour, driving into oncoming traffic and blowing through a red light, nearly crashing into another car. Officers say they decided to give up the chase when it became dangerous for other drivers. Investigators tell us they searched Arnett's home on Alta Avenue and found clothes matching the bank robber's description, as well as pictures of a gun and money. Now, Arnett stayed off the radar until yesterday when he was arrested in Dawsonville, Georgia. We do have calls into police there trying to figure out what led them to arrest him. He's scheduled to be arraigned today on 2 counts of first-degree robbery, as well as fleeing or evading police. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And WKYT is following developing news this morning near Cincinnati. Police in Hamilton County, Ohio, are investigating after a man was reportedly kidnapped and stuffed into the trunk of his car. That happened early this morning at a Chipotle in Green Township, that's west of Cincinnati. From the trunk of his car, police say the victim was able to post an emotional plea for help on Facebook. He's now being interviewed by police. Details are still scarce this morning. We will continue to follow up on this developing story.
Well, a former school teacher set to be arraigned today on sexual abuse and sodomy charges. William Hyatt used to teach in Harrison County. He also reportedly has ties to Lexington's Big Brothers Big Sisters program. Hyatt is accused of sexually abusing a child younger than 12 years old decades ago. Police say there could be other victims. Hyatt will be arraigned this morning in Harrison County. He's also been indicted on similar charges out of Fayette County. Lexington police are still looking for the men responsible for a violent robbery at a tobacco store. An arrest warrant has been issued for 30-year-old Darnell Thomas Jr. Surveillance video shows the Friday night robbery at the Tobacco Zone on North Broadway. One of the suspects put down his gun, so the clerk grabbed it. She was then attacked and shots were fired. Police think one of the suspects may have been shot. The clerk thinks this robbery is connected to a string of other robberies around Lexington.
I actually watched and saw a couple pictures from the other robberies. The same gun. It was the same gun that the police got. So I believe it's the same guy.
Lexington police are looking into whether or not Thomas was involved in a string of other robberies. Investigators now think they know what caused a fire at a Woodford County farm that killed 6 horses. According to our news partners at the Herald Leader, firefighters think a water bucket heater started the fire at the Chanticleer farm. The fire destroyed 2 barns. Firefighters say that fire is listed as an accident.
A Southern Kentucky man has died nearly a week after being stabbed. Williamsburg police say Sidney Satterfield died Monday. Police say his stepson, 42-year-old William Kiesling, stabbed him in the face, head, and chest last Tuesday at a home on George Hayes Road. Williamsburg police had charged Kiesling after the stabbing. They say those charges have now been upgraded to murder. A new state audit says the Harlan County Sheriff's Office spent more than $27,000 over 2 years for unreasonable or improper purchases, including personal clothing, food and alcohol, and a subscription to a dating website. Auditors recommended that former Sheriff Marvin Lipford repay the money to the accounts in his old office. He lost a re-election bid last year.
5 people face counterfeiting charges this morning after being caught with hundreds of copied movies. Georgetown police say the movies were being sold at the Georgetown Flea Market. Police think the suspects were charging customers a third of the price for the knockoffs. Albert Johnson, Michael and Violet Humphrey, and Teresa and Donald Perkins are all charged with unauthorized reproduction and distribution of recorded articles or devices for sale. The Army Corps of Engineers is considering building another commercial marina on Lake Cumberland.
They certainly get the crowds there, and according to our news partners at the Herald Leader, that marina would be built in the Rowena community of Russell County. There's already a boat ramp at the site. It will be the 10th commercial marina on Lake Cumberland. Interested companies have until June 29th to send in a proposal. Our time, lake sounds fun, doesn't it? But with all we have right now,
it does.
Our time this morning is 6:40. It's 20 till 7 on WKYT This Morning.
All right, from the waterways to the roadways, let's get a look at live drive traffic. And we do have a crash report. Part of Alumni Drive is shut down. It's happened a little after 6 this morning at Lakeside Drive.
Okay, so that is very close there to Tate's Creek. Right now, police have inbound Alumni Drive shut down at Lakeside Drive. At least 2 cars involved in that crash. We'll keep you informed as we get additional details. Again, that's in that area of Alumni between New Circle and Tate's Creek. All right, a lot more news coming up on WKYT on your Tuesday morning.
From backyard to an icy carnival ride, we'll show you how one man went above and beyond to make sure winter does not get the best of his neighborhood.
We can probably do that around here after this next snowstorm, because here comes a wild weather swing with heavy rain, heavy snow, and also heavy sleet. We have a lot going on in the next few days, and I'll go over that latest forecast in just a couple of minutes.